Welcome to the last video of this guide. My name is Kenneth van Messem, founder of High Performance Coaching. And today we will be talking about recovery. To be honest, when I started rolling out this program, High Performance Coaching, there were three pillars. There was movement, nutrition, and mindset. But something kept popping up time and time again. And that was people who are running towards burnout, people not taking time for themselves, and people just not being able to sustain the results. So while we cover a part of that in our mindset video and in our mindset trainings, I decided to dedicate an entire topic, an entire guide to recovery as well, because it's just that important. Like I said in the beginning, the definition of high performance, it's meant to be sustained, it's meant to be improved on, and it's meant to be over the long term. So that's why it's so important that we add this part, we add the recovery part. Because let's be honest, you can't pour from an empty cup. You need to be empowered, you need to be energized if you want to share that energy and that power with others. Okay. So very, very important part. And let's see where shit hits the fan. So when we go to our next slide, you can already see the number one tip is stop being a people pleaser. The most successful people I work with and the most successful people that I know, they say no more often than yes. Why? Because they understand how valuable their time and their energy is. And if you always give it away to other people and you don't get anything in return, it will start draining you. It will start emptying your cup. And sooner or later, you're going to hit a brick wall. And that's when people start experiencing symptoms like burnouts or boredom or just lack of energy, lack of enthusiasm, vitality. And that's something that we need to be aware of. Now, you might say, but I'm a good guy. I'm a good girl. I want to help people. Fine. I also want to help people. It's my job, but I'm not going to help them when I do myself a disservice. Because if I put myself in a weaker, in an empty position, it's impossible for me to empower others. First, I need to take care of myself. Then I will take care of others. It can be the other way around. And quite honestly, this might offend some people, but if you always please people, you are just a selfish person. Let that sink in for a second. If you always please people, you are a selfish person. Because why do you do it? 9 times out of 10, you'll do it because, okay, you want to help those people, but there's too much on your plate, or you want to get distracted from the issues in your life. So you probably want to feel better by helping somebody else. But if you would deal with the issues in your life first, it will be so much easier and you can lead by example to help the others. So 9 out of 10, again, most thoughts that go to people pleasers' heads is, what will they think of me? Will we still be friends if I say no? Oh, I really don't want to do this, but oh, she's such a good friend, I have to go. And all those thoughts, they fill up, they cloud up your mind, and they make you less efficient. They drain your energy, they drain your time, and it's just not worth it. Doesn't mean you don't need to help people or you can't help people, but make sure it comes from a powerful position that you take care of yourself first. That will set the example for them as well, because they can choose to rise up to your level or to not do that. And don't start beating a dead horse. If they don't want to follow your example, don't drag them along. Some people, they just love company. Misery brings company. And they just love getting the attention because, oh, poor you, and you're so sad, and you can't do this. Here, let me help you. You're not helping them. You're not helping them, and you're definitely not helping yourself. So make sure the people that you are helping, that you're willing to be helped, and that they take action for themselves, and make sure you're not wasting your time on stuff you don't have time for. Because I know if you're a high performer, you have work, you have family or friends that you need to be with, we need to train, we need to prep. There's so much stuff going on in our own house that we need to get in order first before we need to help others. That being said, there are a few tips that I can give you. So I definitely, again, I can't stress this enough, keep helping people, but not at the cost of your vitality, of your energy, okay? So that being said, the next slide, here are some tips that can help you with that time management and how you can help other people better. First of all is we all need clarity and we all need purpose. Once we get clear on what it is that we want, on who it is that we want to be or need to be, and when we have a clear purpose, it's so much easier to say no. Anything that does not fit in that category, you can just say no. A partnership, a contract that comes up, maybe somebody's asking you out to do something, maybe somebody wants to hang when it's maybe date night with your wife. It makes it so much easier to choose. If your relationship is a priority and a friend says, hey man, I just want to hang out and drink a couple of beers, but it's date night with your wife, it's so easy to say no. No, this is planned in my schedule. My wife is important to me. She's my number one priority at this moment. So we'll hang out another time. So make sure you're clear on your values, your core values, and clear on your purpose. I also wrote a blog about this. It's on my LinkedIn page, so you can look it up if you want to get a little bit deeper into this. A second thing that's going to work, and I already touched on it briefly, is plan ahead. When you plan ahead, it creates clarity. I know already today what my top 3 priorities are for tomorrow. And if I don't have those priorities done, I'm not going to bed. I'm not going to do anything else. That is my focus. That's what comes first. Same thing goes with the nutrition part. I know what I'm going to eat tomorrow. My fridge is right now filled with vegetables, with meat, and all the stuff that I need for tomorrow's meals. If I don't do that, what will happen? I will fall back in old routines or in a quick fix. Too bad for me. There's a sandwich shop right across the street. So if there is no healthy option, the not so healthy option is right across the street. So I need to plan ahead to make sure that doesn't happen. And then the last part, which will save you tremendous amounts of energy and time, is high performers stay on. Right now, it's summer here in Belgium. Most people are going on holiday, vacation, and what do is they shut off everything. It's like, okay, we're going to leave the business, we're going to leave our job behind, and we're not going to think about work for 2 weeks. What happens when they come back? Oh, it's so stressful. I had so many emails, so many stuff went wrong. I have to fix everything. And from a relaxing vacation, maybe, they're going to a stressful situation in just a day. So the body is not rested. And why did I say maybe a relaxed vacation? Is because during that time, they know things will go south. They know stuff will happen, but they choose not to deal with it when they're at their vacation. And I'm not saying you need to be full on that vacation. You need to work the whole time, bring your laptop, everything. But there are some key components. Again, if you have that clarity, if you have that purpose, you know what those are, that you want to take care of every single day. Maybe it's just, okay, we have to talk with the COO to get things in order. Just get a short update every day. Tell them what to do the next day so we can run things smoothly. Or I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a system you need to create, but make sure you can stay in control every single day. So here, make sure you're always on and you don't shut off completely. It's okay to slow down, perfectly normal. Everybody needs recovery, but it's a very, very bad idea to escape or to check out. So that's the difference between on and off. Now, we'll go to our 4 levels. So the first level is create a routine. Create a routine that works for you. And one of the easiest tips or one of the things that we can make very tangible is 7 hours of sleep. And yes, there are studies. Some people need 9, some people need 6. I know people that work on 4, whatever works for you, okay? There is science that says, okay, if we have that 7 hours of sleep, some systems in the body will function better. We have a clearer head during the day, all good and well. But if you feel like, hey man, I'd function perfectly fine on 4 or 5 hours of sleep because I have that purpose and that clarity that drives me to get out of bed, great. But I would advise you to test it as well. So test right now, maybe if you sleep 4 or 5 hours a night, just test for 1 week. Okay, what will 7 hours do to me? How do I feel then? Because maybe you just don't know that you're tired. So I would say play around with it a little bit, do what works for you. As a guideline, I use 7 hours for most of my clients. And one other thing that works really well is not only the quantity of your sleep, but the quality. We want to improve the quality. And I'm not going to give you the usual tips like have a dark room, have a cold room, make sure it's the same time, turn off the lights. You all know that, yes? So what I want you to do is before you go to sleep, empty your brain. Everything that's still active in your brain is an open loop. It's the same thing when you have a plug and it's not connected to the laptop or anything, it still drains energy. And that's the open loop in your brain. It still drains energy. To get rid of the waste of energy, just write down, bring it from your head inside of the real world and write down what are the things that are going around your mind right now. Maybe it's stuff you need to do tomorrow. Maybe it's stuff that you're thinking about that didn't went well today. So just organize your thoughts. And just by doing that, it will create a lot less stress in your body. And I know it's going to sound a little bit hokey pokey right now, but this stuff really, really works. That's also at level 1. It's very easy to do, but make sure you do it. If you feel, okay, this is working, the next step that we're going to look at is self-care. A lot of high performers, they're always on, good thing, but they are so on that they don't take care of themselves. They don't prioritize their own fun or their own moments of recovery. What I mean by that is, I used to do this myself. I would plan my day ahead. So I would start work at 7 in the morning and I would finish at 11 in the evening. And everything was fully booked. Meeting, coaching, I have to call, okay, I even schedule my dinner because else I just don't eat there. So every single hour, something was planned, but there was never anything that was planned for me, for my recovery, for my energy, for my joy. So what I did, and it's actually my girlfriend who made me aware of this, is I started just planning our quality time moments. I started planning my recovery moments. When I need time alone, when I need time to think, it's all scheduled. And you might say, oh, but what about the spontaneous? And what if something just pops up? Fine. If it works for you, do it. What I found out is that scheduling things makes it important. It makes me able to enjoy the moment. If I am working, and my girlfriend knows this, if I am working and she comes in and she's going to talk about, oh, at work, this happened and this happened, I am not present. I am not present in the conversation because my mind is still at work at the thing that I was doing. But when this is scheduled in my agenda, it's very easy because I know, okay, she comes home and there's half an hour there where we talk, how was work, how was your day, blah, 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 all that stuff. And at that moment, I know, okay, she is coming home. I finish my business. We have a talk. And then I am present. Then I can give my full attention to her. And it makes it just so much more efficient. So that's actually level 3 that I'm already talking about, is plan ahead. So plan your day, plan your week, plan your year. And when we do that, you still remember from the last video where I talked about reverse engineering, you can work backwards. Now I'm talking about business, about body, all those goals. If I know within a year, I'm going to step on a stage and do a fitness competition, I'm not going to do that, but it's just a quick example. I know if I work back, okay, where do I need to be in 1 month? Where do I need to be in 6 months? And it's very easy to get my targets, because if I see at 1 month, I'm nowhere where I need to be, I'm going to step up my game. I need less recovery, more focus. Okay, so it's very easy to plan those things. Same thing with the day, my meals for tomorrow, they're already prepped. My week, I know how my weekend's going to look like. I know I'm going to make programs for my clients, for example. So everything is already taken care of, way less stress, way more clarity. And then the fourth level is enjoy. When you plan, when you have a routine, make sure it's stuff in there that's also just for you, not for your wife, not for your kids, not for your husband, not for your mom or your dad or your family, for you. What is something that you want to do and maybe that you have been putting off for a very, very, very long time now? I know there is something there. There is something, maybe you're a little bit ashamed to admit it. I want to do this. Or maybe it's, oh, it's not important. I will get there later. But I promise you, just plan the activity and do it. It will energize you and you will feel so much better. You feel so much more focused afterwards if you just take care of that right now. And then small tips, of course, what works for the body really well is sauna, massage. I don't have to explain why. I think most people really feel the effects in the body. So if you can do that regularly, that will be really good too. Now, how do we tie this all together? The first question is the one that I just asked you. What is something that you have been putting off for a very, very long time? And when are you going to do this? My advice would be plan it in your schedule and let us know in the comments as well what it's going to be and when it's going to happen. And if you've done it, what was the effect that you had of it? And the last part here is, do you have a short and a long-term plan? Because if we want to focus on longevity, on sustainability, you can't always work at 100%. So for example, there's a client that I work with. He has a retail business. He's doing really, really well, even in COVID. And right now it's the, I'm looking for the English words. It's something like Black Friday, but then in Belgium. So there are heavy discounts. A lot of people are coming in. And it's a very busy moment. So right now, it's not a good time for him to say, I need to recover, I need a break. So if we have a long-term plan, we can easily say, okay, for example, we know March is a slow month. I'm going to go on a holiday in March. And then from there, I can work, okay, now what are we going to do next week? What are the things I need to stay on top of? So it really helps to think long-term first. What does this look like in the long run? And then we work back and make the short-term planning. So to finish this off, to make this happen, I already gave you the exercise of the comment. So what are you going to do? When are you going to do it? What was the effect? And what I want you to focus on is play around with that 6-7 hours sleep. If you see you only get 4, go for 5. What happens? Do you feel better? Do you feel more tired? Are you just awake after 4 hours? But play around and give it some time. So if you do this, I would advise you to take 2 weeks and fully commit to it. And then you can make a decision. Okay, this stuff doesn't work. Fine, go back to 4 hours. Okay, man, I feel so much better, so much focused. Okay, you've been underperforming this whole time without even knowing it. So then we get clarity and then we can work ahead again. Again, if there are questions, if there is something you want to talk about, post it in the group. This one is going to be the last video of our guide. But if you're open to having a conversation with me and see, okay, how can we help each other? Is there something you want to dig a little bit deeper in? You can do that as well. So I will post my link in the comments to my online agenda. I will post my link in the comments. And if you want to have a chat, I'm happy to hear how you experience this guide. And I'm more than happy to help you further along your path. Hope to talk to you soon.